welcome to First 7-Inch Club, episode 218, the final episode of 2025. First 7-Inch Club is a podcast where we dig up 7 inches from the past within the realms of hardcore punk and metal and discuss whether or not they're worth being remembered. We'll also provide facts and trivia that we get from the internet and our own personal experiences. We do our own research on the show, and one of us is sick, and it's not me. So maybe he didn't do so good this week, and I never do good, so that's expected from me. But I am Mike, and with me is Scott.
Mike. This is day one of not feeling like I'm actually the moldering corpse in a crypt that couldn't get up. So
you should have got vaccinated. That's
I got the Captain Trips. They don't have a vaccine for Captain Trips, man. The stand is coming. It's going to happen. It's people, man. People make you sick. You got to stay inside. Every time I go outside, it's people. And so I had, and I also last night I had like a restless night. I had no sleep. So I'm going to really be attacking today's show. Unlucky band today. Storm the Tower. You guys are getting screwed today because I'm in a real titchy mood. So you don't have to talk about this too much, but I don't have much else to say. This is bait. This is obviously bait, but, this consequence list, consequence of sound, the best. So the consequence has been going out on Facebook and just posting kind of dumb lists. And they did best punk bands. There's 15 of them. And if you haven't seen them, I'll just real quick. It's The Replacements. That's number 15. Black Flag, X, Fugazi, Descendants, Bikini Kill, Misfits, Buzzcocks, Minor Threat, The Stooges, Green Day, Bad Brains, Sex Pistols, Ramones, and The Clash. So if you were making a battle jacket for your Barbie, and you are 8, you could choose those bands based on your dad's T-shirts. I'm sorry your dad sucks. That's fine. But like I said, this is bait. There's nothing from the last 25 years. I mean, even for an old man, most old men still try to hang on and find one thing. Yeah. That they can cling to, like, that they'll be like, oh, I like fucked up or something like that. Yeah. They kind of, something should be on this list that's past this. It's pretty sad. But what I was more intrigued by was that when I went to the source of the list in Facebook, the comments aren't bad.
No, it's
comments,
Facebook.
But these people, they know about things and they're still excited. They're just like, oh, omitting Husker Du is bizarre, but it's a great list. Where's the Dead Kennedys? Great list. And if they're going to say that it's because of this influential, like you could make that case. You could say like, well, these guys have had longevity enough that they're the most influential punk bands of all time or something like that. I think, who's the first band who did the singing like Blink-182 over a piano thing and got that shoehorned in so that's part of punk now? Because whoever that is has influenced more bands than Bad Brains. Numerically, whoever that guy is, whoever got people to like, because you can find so many videos of tender young boys in high school doing a piano recital, doing that Delilah song or whatever, and playing a piano and singing with a punky hairdo. Trillions of boys all doing that out there right now. And now it's just, and it worked. Now piano is part of the scene in moody piano. It's part of the scene in punk. So I think that, some like, what's that? Dashboard Confessional. I'll just say that Dashboard Confessional is the number one punk band of all time. So, why aren't they on this list? But Mike, what did you think of the Consequence of Sound list?
It was real. It's mostly all the bands that you can buy shirts from in Walmart, which is very punk. I like that they included Bikini Kill because that's for the ladies. And if you're corny enough to include those other bands, you're not including Bikini Kill on that list. So it's obviously targeted as like, oh, look at me. Yeah. I love everybody. I love the ladies. As we said in the Discord, any adult putting Sex Pistols on their best punk bands of all time list is like, should not make punk lists anymore.
Right.
It's like you said, it's just bait. Like it's the 10 to 15 bands that almost every single adult, no matter how punk they are, knows, because there's many adults that's punk to them is those 15 bands and nothing else. And I didn't even think about it until you started talking about it. So this segues into something I could actually talk about because I didn't have much else. It reminded me, because you said that they posted on Facebook and there wasn't really any pushback. Yeah. And it reminded me of a person I know that I don't really talk to anymore. think I opened up Facebook to see the thing I'm doing for New Year's Eve tomorrow. I saw this person's post. It was like the first thing that when I opened Facebook. And this is a person that I used to go to shows with, like when we were teens, and they like to still say they are punk and metal, but I don't think they have listened to a new band in at least 20 years. And they actually posted, I feel like punk and metal are dead as far as general listenership goes, which is insane because this is like now every other punk band is being nominated for a Grammy. So
right.
that is a ridiculous thing to say, and it shows that you know nothing. And I also feel like this person's a tattooer. I also feel like there's a direct correlation between that and the decline of tattooing, which I don't know. I'm not a tattooer. I don't think there's a decline of tattooing though. But
no.
But either way, I was like, oh, let me look at the comments because like I expect it's going to be a lot of contrary comments about how like Turnstile is the most popular band of any genre right now. And like all these other bands are being, like I said, being nominated for Grammys and being played in fucking Taco Bell commercials. And no, they were all like, oh man, that sucks. Like I didn't know punk was dead. And it's just like comments like that where
thanks for telling me.
yeah. So I don't know. I think there's a whole other life on Facebook that no one knows. So
I'm just surprised. I thought Consequence was one of the better ones of those dinosaur sites.
Yeah, I thought they knew what the hell they were talking about, but I guess not.
They have a whole bunch of good podcasts that maybe they just, those people aren't part of the Consequence core or whatever, but there's like a bunch of decent podcasts under the Consequence umbrella, including In Defense of Ska, which I'll stand by. That's a pretty decent podcast. But yeah, like, so if they had polled whoever works at Consequence, like what's the top 25 punk bands, and somehow only the people on who do BTS and K-pop got any votes, and nobody else got any votes. And they're like, let's see, I've seen this shirt, and I've seen that shirt. And Joy Division didn't make the cut somehow. No, I don't understand that if it's shirt based.
Yeah, it definitely seems shirt based. I don't have much to talk about, so if you want to reach out to us, you can do so at first7inchclub@gmail.com, or go to our Instagram at first7inchclub. If you are in, should get this out of the way now. If you are in the Orange County, California area, I don't know what that is, but you guys know if you're from there. Old friend of the show, Mike, from the band Thokolosi and Suicide Nation that we both reviewed in the past. We've kept an email correspondence. He's an emailer, so we don't talk any other way. And January 1st, which is probably the day after you're hearing this. Well, I don't expect it. This is going to probably be our least listened to episode because who's going to fucking listen to a podcast on New Year's Eve? But
right.
Either way, if you're listening or you're listening later, he has a new radio show starting January 1st on KOCI radio, which is like one of those like community free radio type of deals, but it's in Orange County. It's 101.5 FM. I'd recommend this to everybody, but it's it's West Coast time, and it's 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning West Coast time. So I wake up pretty early, but now that I'm jobless, I've been kind of going back to bed, but so like I'm usually up at 6, but no. So but if you are an early bird and you like fast punk and hardcore, he has an hour-long radio show on 101.5 WKOCI radio, and you could also go. I assume they archive it on the website because I think that's what all radio stations do. So KOCIRadio.com. You probably go listen to it there. It's called LFG Power Hour, I believe. So go check that out.
All right, that's a good name.
The only other thing I had, and the reason I'm keeping this short is because we're gonna have a very big State of Mind Recordings special, Secret Santa special, so I didn't want to have too many topics. So the only other thing I want to talk about is that I have made it. I am officially at least a year without eating fast food.
Wow.
By the time you hear this, so I don't know how to celebrate. I would like to make a Voltron of fast food and celebrate by eating it all, but I probably can't. It's like, that's a pain in the ass to do, so I'm probably
what you should do is
that.
Post your abs. They have to be popping by now.
Yeah, it sucks because I was expecting to lose like 40 pounds, but that didn't happen. When I first started, I had to go to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, your cholesterol's normal." I'm like, "Cholesterol's usually like slightly high."
Yeah,
and I was like, "That's it. I'm gonna have the best cholesterol ever." And then like
one number on a sheet is all I get for all my work.
And then I went to I had to go like last month, and they were like, yeah, it's slightly high again. So it didn't even fucking fix my cholesterol. And I don't eat like, I probably eat more like eggs and cheese than I eat meat, so it's probably what's doing it. But it's still like
nightly shrimp binge. You're like sitting down like the Grinch eating bowls of shrimp.
So you figure you take out a whole entire industry of your diet, the fast food industry, you would just have amazing cholesterol. But it's not true. Don't believe that supersize me shit. That I'm still fat. I have shitty cholesterol, and I'm dying. So don't you just eat as much fast food as you want. I'm more interested to see if when I finally do eat fast food, which probably is going to be January 1st or 2nd, I assume. It's probably going to taste like shit, but I want to see, because that's how my girlfriend is. Because before she met me, she hardly ever ate fast food, and then now, every once in a while I get it. She's like, yeah, that's disgusting. So
yeah, well, it's weighted in favor of that now. You'll be coming back in the worst era of fast food in human history.
Yeah.
Like it's really bad. The service is really bad. The food is really bad. Everywhere I go, nothing is improving. So this is going to be a bad experience if we decide, and you'll pop out in boils because you haven't eaten fast food in long enough. You don't have the stamina anymore.
Yeah. I looked on the Taco Bell, menu on the app, because my girlfriend was like, we really haven't had Taco Bell in over a year, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, let me see if it keeps your orders, and it doesn't. I guess it doesn't keep your orders after a certain amount of months, so it doesn't in there. But I was like at the menu, and I was like, oh, they have like a crispy chicken taco, and it's $3.29, which is like that's how much like a taco is from a real place. Like I don't want to support you that badly, Taco Bell. I'd rather support a real place that needs my money. So I don't know. Like,
you should do one of those videos, like people from England rate fast food, like that never tasted.
I should do that, because now it's all new to me. My
guy who hasn't had Taco Bell in 1 year rates Taco Bell.
My taste buds have regrown, so we will see. I'll let you guys know if I end up having fast food in the next week, and I will report back. Also, I forgot to mention, or maybe I did mention, I forgot. I got a little faded before the show because I had a couple drinks. And then for the actual podcast, I usually have 2 treat beers, and then I'm running out, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna drink that beer that has been in my refrigerator for 3 years that my girlfriend bought on New Year's Eve 3 years ago and never drank. I'm gonna finally drink it, and it's not like super powerful alcohol, but I don't know what happened to it. But like I drank about half of it. I'm pretty faded, so like I don't know what happens if it's just like it really gets stronger over the years. I don't think that's true. I think it's the other way around. But it does taste weird, and it doesn't taste good, and I'm probably going to die. But for whatever reason, it got me a little faded, so I'm forgetting stuff. But yeah, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/First7inch Club. Nothing this week, but there's plenty of stuff up there. You throw us a couple bucks, and you get a few extra things a week or a month, and including my top 10 movies of the year. And that's very important. Everybody needs to know what my top 10 movies are.
Star Wars, Indiana Jones, the Black Hole.
So go check that out. But as usually on this show, we have a little ad for our friends at State of Mind Recordings, stateofmindrecordings.com. It's a website. It's a distro. It's on the internet, and they sell records, old records and new records, and new records that have become old records, and they're also a record label, and they sell all this stuff for very cheap with $5 flat rate domestic shipping. I have a feeling by the time you hear this, that sale might be ending, but you might be able to catch the tail end of it where you get very cheap records. But every year, even though we forget some years, we forgot last year, so not really every year, but Mr. State of Mind likes to reach out to us and lets us do a secret Santa through him, where me and Scott pick records for each other, and then Mr. State of Mind sends them, as he's the vessel that sends them to us. And we are here. We got our secret Santas. I was a day late on mine last week, so we couldn't do it for Christmas. So we're doing it for New Year's Eve at least. And so we're going over the records that we have sent each other. So I guess I will go over mine first, the ones that Scott sent me. I guess I should mention the ones he let us pick out a few records for ourselves too, so we don't get just crap. So I guess I'll go over the few records I picked out for myself too. But as far as the ones Scott sent me, sorry, I was gonna wrap these up and do this thing, but I do this podcast one-handed. I'm holding a microphone. I don't have a fancy microphone like others, and it was in a very heavily wrapped box, so it would have been too hard, so I had to open this ahead of time. So
yeah, my box is very big. I hope I didn't ask him for something that really hurt his bottom line this month, because I can't remember.
So the first record Scott got me is Right on Time, Reimagined. So Scott's gonna have to do some explaining because I don't remember the reference on this, but I've noticed that this band includes Tony Molina, I believe, and it's there's like stickers all over the fucking place. I opened the box, but I didn't take everything out, so it's just fucking Mr. State of Mind always includes stickers and patches, and they're falling all over the fucking place, which is not great. But yeah, this is Right on Time. It's called Cancer Reimagined.
Yeah.
So is the band called Cancer? Okay,
so this is this was just the most insane thing I saw on his site pretty much ever. It's so it says the idea for this 12-inch came after extensive work to put all Positive and Focus releases on digital platforms. Positive and Focus is mostly known for the Youth Crew hardcore releases, but they've also pressed some great jazz and electro on vinyl. And after connecting with some old and new friends, we decided to make this record all about cancer awareness and asked them to reinterpret the track Right on Time, Cancer. And the result is a daring concept with an eclectic mix of styles. So they took a Youth Crew song and they had an electro guy redo it. And they had an unplugged, like, acoustic guy redo it. They had a sexy stoner rock and roll version do it. They had a Christian metal version done, and they had
Heavenly Metal, yeah.
Heavenly Metal, and an emo version of it done. And it's supposed to be transparent red with gatefold, and it's, and the cover of the X Swatch I thought was funny. And I was like, this is really weird. I got to find out what this is about. So I just figured I'd make it your problem instead of mine.
It is a very striking cover. I really like the design and look of this record. I haven't listened or opened any of them, so I didn't see the inside. So I'll have to do that off the air because that's very exciting. Yeah, I didn't know. But it is Tony Molina, right? That's correct?
It might be. I didn't know. I didn't catch that, if that's true.
Is he in a band called... Is it the band? The band is called Cancer? Is that what it is?
Right on Time.
Okay. And the song is called Cancer.
Oh, no, you're right. Right on Time. The band came together during the fallout of Urgent Kill. Unsure if he can continue to play live, Tony reached out to me and Charles.
Yeah.
From Test of Time, Spirits, and Bystander.
So the band's Right on Time, and the song is called Cancer Reimagined.
Yeah.
With 6 tracks. Okay.
It should be great. It should be really something.
I'll definitely check that out. Let me get rid of this mountain of stickers and patches that... I don't know. Mr. State of Mind thinks what kind of clothing I wear, but I don't fucking wear patches, but I got a lot of them. So I can start a battle jacket. This next one, I just said I'll listen to it Right on Time. Oh, a magnet. That is actually pretty handy. I'm glad he sent a magnet. This record I will not be listening to that Scott sent me. It is the Best of Gallagher picture disc, which I believe...
Why would you listen to my Gallagher record?
I believe we talked about this on one of our features, but it's really weird taking the one element of a Gallagher show away that everybody enjoys of a Gallagher show, which is him smashing fruit. And just like, you're going to listen to it on vinyl, you're going to imagine the fruit being smashed. So I might put this on. I got a new Bluetooth speaker for Christmas. And that's good for me ripping records because now they no longer sound like absolute shit every time I rip them. When I listen to them for my shitty Bluetooth speaker, but it's my new Bluetooth speaker is portable enough where I can hide it and maybe put on this record while I'm leaving the house and my girlfriend is home by herself, and she'll just have to listen to Gallagher stand up and not know where it's coming from. So that's cool. But yeah, it is a picture disc. As I said, can I open this one? Is this openable? Yeah. No. Oh no, it's in there, I think. So I can't flip over the side to see, because the side that's showing, let's see if I could open it. The side that's showing is Gallagher's stupid head. And let's see what's on the others. How is this fucking thing?
Rest in peace, Gallagher.
Yeah. This thing is like...
did some great work.
This thing is secure. Oh fuck, it's been in there. It's been in there for a minute. This has been in the state of mind for a while because it like made a noise when I took it out, like it was opening the Ark of the Covenant. Oh, the other side is just a picture of a watermelon, which is great because it's like the inside of the watermelon, so it's like you're looking like a over the top view of a cut watermelon. So that's pretty cool.
It's like when they used to say like Price is Right had the take home version, the board game version of Take Home.
So that's great. So next, I'm glad Scott got me this, and I didn't have to get it myself. It is the Message Board Mayhem 7-inch. We talked about this for a month straight, and it's very depressing to me that we talked about this record for a month straight, and he still had copies, and they didn't immediately sell out after us talking about it for a month. But now I have it, and now I could scan it, and now we can maybe even do it on the show sometime and torture ourselves with that, probably for a Patreon. But I'm glad I have this, and I have the top 100 message board, B9 message board posters of 2004 immortalized, and I will scan and post that for everyone to see so they could be nostalgic about it. And the last thing Scott got me is a box set. Another box set we talked about, and is the Women of Def Jam. It's a box set. It's 24 tracks, and I gotta say, there's a lot more shit on here that I don't know than I thought I was gonna know, and the stuff that I like, the artists I do know, I don't know these fucking songs. So, but it does have it has Deeper by Boss on it, so it's a good track. I think this is probably maybe the third time I have it on a record, but I have it again. This is a pretty, like I said, I haven't opened it, so I haven't checked inside if there's like a booklet or something. I assume there is, because it's like one of those like hard cases. But yeah, this looks pretty sweet. I'm glad Scott got me this. Thank you, Scott. As far as my records, I think one of them's not in here. So, but I got one of those. I know we talked about them before, but I got one of those Bass Dreams records. It's called like Bass Dreams Volume 2.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
And I got it because Chicago wrestler Colt Cabana is on the cover, and I was like, I think we talked about this, and I listened to it. It was good, and I did open that one and listen to it. It sucks. It's bad. So it's like bass noodling. Like, it's just like, if you're a jam band guy, you might like it, but I was like, I thought these dudes did songs, but it's just kind of like noodling, which is not my deal. If you're a bass guy, you might like it, but the cover is really good, so I don't care. The cover's still cool. I also got Return of the Halloween Nuggets, which is just like a Halloween novelty record. These are one of those things that I always see, but I would never ever actually buy, because it's like, I'm not really a guy who has a lot of, I have a handful of novelty records. I'm always interested in Halloween ones, but like $20 is like a big investment for me for a novelty thing. But for a gift, it's great. So I'm glad I have this. There's a lot of weird shit on here that I've never heard before. A lot of old-timey greaser music and stuff like that, and stuff like that. So it sucks that I have to wait like 10 months or 12 months or 11 or whatever it is to listen to it. But I'm very pumped to get this. And the last thing I got for myself was the Master Ace Slaughterhouse record that I also talked up, and no one, I guess, took me up on that and bought it because he still had them in stock. So that is good. But Scott, what did I send you, and what did you get?
I'm not sure exactly which pieces are from you, because there's sort of a jumble here. I know which ones I asked for. Okay. So did you send the Drowning Man tape?
Yes.
Okay, so we got the Drowning Man tape I talked about a little while ago, which Drowning Man reunited, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and they put out a very good tape. It's called Later Day Saints, and it's kind of a mixed bag, because when you read the lyrics, like, you guys are too old to be writing lyrics like this, even though they're still funny and good, because Simon's like really good at that stuff. But it's just like, I'm pissed, and I'm gonna piss on you and beat you to death. It's like, come on. But it is really good music, and it's a cool tape, and it's kind of like throwback, like Hydra Head style. Like, this almost looks like a Coalesce record or something like that. It's got that old style graphic design on the tape, and it's nice red cassette. So that's a cool one. I gotta find a tape deck. Since I'm a music store owner now, I should probably have a tape deck. Did you get the Trail of Dead record?
Yes, because they didn't have source tags and codes anymore. That was the thing. I think Scott is a better salesman than me when we do the State of Mind Records thing, because every single thing he has mentioned that I remembered, that I went back to see if they still had to send him, they did not have anymore. So I think when Scott mentions something, people go out and actually buy it. But when I mention something, when I mention message board Mayhem for a month, no one cares. But Scott's a good salesman, I guess.
I'm a kingmaker.
Yeah.
So this is you. This is a mixed bag here, because this is you, and you will know us by the Trail of Dead. It was a band that I really liked for a couple albums, and it's newer. I think, I don't know what year this is from. It's called 11 Bleed Here Now Quadraphonic, and it is heavy. This is a unit. Whatever. I don't know what's in this. I don't know if this is a laser disc or what, but this is really thick and substantial. But an alarming sticker is on the cover. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I don't
11th
think so.
studio album featuring appearances by Amanda Palmer and Britt Daniel from Spoon. So I don't know what I'm getting with this, but this is interesting. I'm going to check this out. I mean, I think these guys are still, I don't know, they're still like into the big windswept sound, so it could be good. But Amanda Palmer, I don't know. That's tough. And then there's Pisser.
Yep.
That's gross. So it's a really gross cover. It's like the guys, these guys are kind of like, they look like kind of like middle-aged guys or whatever, and they've been all sliced up by Hannibal Lecter or Leatherface and sewn back together in an odd way. And it's called Pisser. And I don't like that. And it says carved up for yucks. And it's cool. Like, it's a cool cover. It's got that kind of like, I don't know what this is. There's like a school of art that's like this, and a school of covers that are like this, where it's like stark black and white, like this kind of stuff. It's kind of in right now, and they have a song called "Piss Bazaar." I don't know what this sounds like. Wait a minute, hold on, let me talk to you about this. So it says Pisser are James Domestic, Charlie Clayson Rhodes, Bry Doom, Eddie O'Toole, Matt Woods. There's so many people in whatever this band is. I don't know if there's a song called A Wretched Dub. Are these reggae? What is this guy? This first song is called Nasty Rhythm, and underneath it says Source Nazi Rhythm. And then Piss Bazaar says Source Pisser. And then 15% dub time.
The description is that carved up for yucks is the sound of King Tubby and Lee Scratch Perry fighting over how best to mix a discharge record, and that is why I got it outside of being named Pisser. So it sounds like a great combo of things that I know Scott loves.
I agree. I think this is horrifying and interesting. And that's, as I was looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, is this Plunderphonics guys or something like that? So we'll see. And then Mike was actually nice to me instead of being a ghoul like I was. He got me the Godflesh Street Cleaner. I assume that's from you.
Yep.
So we got the Street Cleaner live at Roadburn, which I think is going to be pretty good. It's also a unit. This is also a very dense thing. It's like you can't even twist it in your hands. It's like this piece of plate metal in there or something like that. It's very heavy duty. So thank you, Mike. These are all very interesting and good picks. The picks, now this is boring. My picks are boring. I'll just tell you that up front, because I just kind of went on a whim. So first of all, I got a band named Svalbard. This is the most boring pick, I think, for me, because this is something that I'd probably make fun of. It's kind of like, now style Doom. But I listened to them, and it's like really, really heavy. Like really like so much bass that my headphones were like lifting off my skull. And I was like, that's really interesting. And the title is When I Die Will I Get Better. And I'm like, I'm like an emotional sucker. So when someone writes kind of a title like that, I don't know, that just hits me. I think that's like I'm not saying cutesy, but there's something cutesy about that. To have your doom metal band have like a record called When I Die Will I Get Better, that hits me. That hits me somewhere. So I went for that, and the cover is kind of like whatever. Fist City. First I liked the name Fist City, honestly. I just liked it. But I think this is like really dense noise rock, and I liked it. It's called Hunting You. That's also a cool, I think I just went by album title. It's like Fist City, Hunting You. And the cover almost looks like those Taco Bell paintings.
It does,
of like the Voltron dogs. So I think I like that. And if you actually zoom in and look, each of the band members, like their shuffling beasts, are bursting into little vampires, I think. Like little tiny vampires are rising out of their skulls and flying into the sky. It's cool. The first song is called Murder Bitch. Murder Bitch. I appreciate that. And then I just bought the Turnover record. I talked about this a while back, so now you can't get it probably. I doubt he had two of these. But this is the band that I talked about where they're kind of like 70s pop, and they're just good enough. It's just good enough. And the cover is cooler than I thought, because it's all these kind of flat jewel colors, but it's die cut. So I don't know, when I take this out, like those colors may be meaningful. There may be something down there that it looks, cool as on its own, and that the die cuts are just hiding the image. But it's beautiful in person, the Turnover record. And most importantly, Mr. State of Mind sent me a gun.
Oh, man.
It's alarming. He sent me a squirt gun that says "Do Crime."
Oh, yeah, that was from there. They had like a record package that came with, yeah.
Man, he had a gun made. That's topping. We talked about making a knife for our record, and you guys made a fucking gun. Do Crime. I can't wait to squirt a child with this. And when they see that I have like a sassy adult squirt gun. Like, motherfucker, I can't get that. That's right, you can. So thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mr. State of Mind. This is a pretty good haul.
Thank you, as always, Mr. State of Mind. Thanks for supporting us and us supporting you and everybody else. Go to stateofmindrecordings.com and buy those cheap records while you still can. Because, I mean, even when his normal prices aren't that much money, but, you know, if his sale's going for the next couple days, stock up now. Go stock up now, stateofmindrecordings.com. Okay, we have talked enough on the top of the show. So now we have to talk about the record, which is band Storm the Tower and their 7-inch, which Discogs says it's called Song for FM, but I'm pretty sure this is just a self-titled 7-inch. So I'm going to say this is Storm the Tower self-titled 7-inch from 2003 on Honey Bear Records. I don't know the origins of where I got this record from. I don't know if this is something I bought on my own. I don't know if I got it from Matto. I don't know if somebody sent it to me. So if you send this to me, my apologies, because I don't remember. But I was just flipping through records the other day, and I was like, oh, I like the cover of this. And I looked at the back, and the back has kind of like we'll talk about it in the layout section, but it has an old font. And I was like, this might be genuinely old. It's not. It's from 2003. It's very new. But luckily, Storm the Tower is nice enough to write their entire bio on Discogs. So Storm the Tower was a band from Austin, Texas. They put out a couple 7-inches and a split LP with Jay Church, and they were around for a few years. They started early in 2001 as friends still new to their instruments, except for Brett, who had already won 3 regional awards for outstanding drumming on an adult contemporary album.
Wow.
I assume that's a joke, but maybe not. We recorded our first demo later that year at Josh Hill's Super Fun Time Partyplex. We played locally, then recorded 8 songs in March 2002 for 2 7-inches on Honey Bear Records. We toured the East Coast in May 2002. The first Honey Bear 7-inch came out that summer. Most were lost in a fire. It was later repressed, so I have a repressed version. The second 7-inch never happened. More Texas shows, a trip to Mexico. In March 2003, we recorded 6 new songs. So I guess this originally came out in 2002, but the repress is 2003. We recorded 6 new songs. 4 of those came out as a split LP with Jay Church that summer on Broken Records. We toured the country for over 5 weeks that June and July. We self-released a tape with all of our recordings up to that point. Mark left the band at the end of the summer tour, which is to say we accidentally left him in Wyoming in 2004. We accidentally left him in Wyoming. I assume that's a joke, but maybe not. In 2004, well, no one cares after that. But 2004, Jug opened Sound on Sound Records, and we focused on writing with the new 3-piece lineup. We recorded 5 new songs, 4 of which were released in 2006 as a 7-inch on Little Deputy Records, and that's about it. That was a present time bio, so we don't know what happened to them. We don't know how they viciously broke up. But
so do you think? So he says that we're friends still new to their instruments. Do you think that means they changed to instruments they don't usually play? Because these guys, like Chris, we'll get to him, but some of these guys have been in bands for 10 years.
Yeah,
by the time that this came out.
So maybe they switched it up or something. But okay, individually, Storm the Tower was, let's see, I didn't take notes. I made this hard on myself. Brett Bays played drums on this. I think every single guy in this band is a drummer. And so they had a fight who actually played the drums, and it was Brett Bays. He was also in a band called Modern Needs. As far as Discogs, that's all he did music wise. Brett now does a job that I cannot wrap my head around. I don't know exactly what it is. It's some kind of neuroscience, and if you look him up, he has like a paper he wrote that is just like, it's like a Carcass song title or something. It's just like where you're just like, whoa, what does that mean? It's kind of like that, and that's what his job is. I think he's working at UC Riverside or something like that. I don't know if he's a professor or he's just like building stuff, but he does something in neuroscience, which is something I have no clue on. I seriously read like what he did in words, and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck this means. So he apparently is doing something way smarter than I could ever comprehend. So Scott's going to have to explain it to you.
I think it's something to do with how the brain interprets vision, because a lot of the stuff seems to show up in vision stuff. So that'd be like vision conferences or whatever, where his paper is presented or something. I'm not sure though. And he talks about being like a neuroscientist and stuff like that or says something like that on his Facebook. But the problem is, most of the links on that end sort of end in the mid 2010s.
Yeah.
They just kind of taper off. So I'm not saying he still doesn't do that, but it doesn't seem like it. All of his links after that are just about punk photography. Like he's a very active and avid punk photographer. His Instagram looks like pure punk life. So I think that's what's up. I think he might have, maybe he's doing science on the side and just not letting his punk friends know or something like that. But it kind of seems like he might have just said, you know what? Fuck all this science. I can't really tell. His science life doesn't line up with his punk life and the internet.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the photography part because I thought the neuroscience probably superseded that, but I guess not. I guess he was like, this stuff is boring. This is for nerds. I'm gonna go be a punk photographer because that's where the money is. Next up was I guess the singer, even though there's definitely two singers on this record, but but I guess the one singer who sang by himself allegedly was Chris Pfeffer. He is more known as a drummer. And I swear to God, we talked about this guy before, but the only band that he is in that we've talked about, we've done an episode on, was Employer Employee, and I don't think he was on that record that we did. So I don't know if we talked about this guy in something else, but he's been in a shit ton of bands. He's just been in a bunch of bands: Creaturis, False Truce, Ghost Knife, J Church, Jeweled Handles, Kodiak, Mass Control, Metal Lark, Obedience, Peace Decay, Scorched Earth Policy, Severed Head of State, Signal Lost, Storm the Tower, and The Divergence, and 2,000 Yard Stare. So I really have no new info on this. Like, any time you search this guy, pretty much what pops up is J Church stuff, because he was in J Church for a while. And I assume, I don't know. It's weird because I think J Church was probably more famous in the 90s and the early 2000s than they are now. So I don't know how people of today's times look back at J Church, but they were like the kind of wimpy group that somehow seeped its way into hardcore, and it was okay to like J Church if you were a girl and stuff like that. So I don't know. So I assume this dude still does a bunch of music because it seems to be his life, but I found no real like solid evidence of that.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get off the hook this week because his link was purple for me.
Yeah.
And it's because at first I was confusing him with Steve Pfeffer. I've talked about several times. But you did something miraculous because I talked about this guy just 2 episodes ago. Specifically this guy, but in a roundabout way. He was in Kodiak, one of those really heavy screamo bands that I was saying was really good on the label with Anomy. Remember I said like the other 2, there's only 3 bands on the label and the other 2 are really good. And he's and I said, it's some tragedy or Severed Head of State dude was in it. Here we are. It was this guy. So we did mention him the other day. We just didn't really get into it. But yeah, so I don't get off the hook because I still had to look him up, and all for nothing. Because Chris, he just much like Brett, he doesn't want his punk friends to know what he does for a living, at least online. So all you know is that he's a rocker. I did find an old podcast where he might have talked about his life, but it's all defunct. He has at least one band going as of last year, and in 2020 he did a one-man COVID punk thing. Most of the Chris Pfeffers on LinkedIn are creepy pastors, like lots of creepy pastors. But if I'm going to throw a dart, I'm going to say that he might be the transportation supervisor at a school for the blind, and that's wild enough that I'm just going to hang my hat on it because that's a fun title to have. So even if I'm wrong, it's still cool.
So I fucked up. So Chris played guitar and did vocals. So there are 2 vocalists listed. I fucked up.
Yeah, so he is new at the instrument then because he's the drummer for the most part. Yeah.
Yes. So the actual singer, the stationary singer, was Mark Protus, who was also more known as a drummer. But he just did singing on this. He was also on Signal Lost and Lost Controls and the No Hopes. I couldn't find much else on this dude. His Discos links to his Facebook, but he has decommissioned his Facebook, so that goes to nothing. There's a guy on LinkedIn that kind of looks like what he would look like, and I think the years add up, and he's some kind of like engineer that does real serious engineer shit. So I assume that's him, and so he's a serious engineer now, as far as I know.
Yes. Yeah, I think calling yourself Mark Protest is very funny. That's a very funny name. And it's even funnier that the guy who called himself Mark Protest is one of the guys who is all pro ice at work now. He's got a real job, and he's an engineering overlord at a robot company. That's a pretty heavy duty job. I couldn't find any social media. I couldn't find anything else about him, but he does have a Bandcamp profile, and he's a fellow Kong fan.
Oh,
I don't know how to like salute that. I don't live up well to expectations either, Mark. I'll say that. I'll say that.
And lastly, Jason Costanzo played bass. He's actually known as a bassist, so he's the only guy who. But it seems like this was his first band, so he probably was just learning an instrument. He also did a band called D.R.U.N.K, who seemed to have some sort of fame to them, but it looks like he quit. So he might have quit before the fame. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And he also did ran a record store called Sound on Sound Record in Austin that apparently was really popular amongst some people, because anytime you search this dude, that's what mostly pops up, is that this record store that he was a part of. But that's it. I think that record store closed down like 15 years ago, so I don't really have any new information on this dude.
Yeah, he shows up there's an article I mentioned here before about record stores closing down. We're like, yeah, but Sound on Sound's still hanging on. But he opened up during a rough time. He opened up when physical media was dying hard.
Yeah.
And I guess his store was heavy on punk and metal. And you can't trust us. You can't trust metal guys to have your back when it's money. We don't have that kind of money. So it didn't make it. From what I could tell, he may be a project manager at a very fancy home construction group now. All these dudes have the most scattered web footprint, so I can't say any of their jobs with certainty, but that's what it seems like he's up to.
I'm glad I found all the same information as you. Usually when I find these sort of dead ends, I'm like, man, Scott's going to really show me up, but not this time. We've all found the same dead ends.
Yep.
So this was on Honey Bear Records. Honey Bear Records was run by Lance Hahn of J Church, who was like, the main guy of J Church. So I guess he liked it enough because of the other J Church guy that he was like, yeah, I'll put out that record. So Honey Bear might not be too known if you're just a hardcore guy, but they obviously put out a shit ton of J Church records, like just 37,000 J Church 7-inches. Outside of that, they put out a Super Touch, Unwound. Is that it? Is that like all I know? They only put out like 35 releases, so it's not like they put out a bunch. But Cringer, I know them. The VSS, I know them too. But yeah, it's the brunt of it though is J Church Records. So if you're a J Church fan, you're very familiar with Honey Bear. If you are not a J Church fan, you probably don't know shit about them. But they have an archive.org link. Is all their records on archive.org? That'd be pretty cool. Let's see.
Maybe it could just be their website too. Like
it is. Holy shit. Oh, I don't think that's the first time I've run into that. Yeah, it goes right to the Wayback Machine in there. Very old website, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, they're definitely defunct now. I think the last thing they put out was in 2007 and called it a day.
Yeah, well, I think the guy passed away.
Lance Hahn. Did he?
I think so. Yeah, I think he died. That's what ended the label, I think.
He did die all the way back in 2007. Kidney disease. Yeah, holy shit. So that's why J Church stopped. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think it's cute. They had a sub-label called the First Singles Club. It's like we're on the same planet.
Yep.
This is a label full of bands who are on my periphery and who I have like some respect for. And sometimes when I hear them, I enjoy them, but my body refuses to take delivery. I just can't get in. Like Unwound. I mentioned them a lot in this show, but only today's listeners will know. Only you guys who listen on New Year's Eve, only the real heads can find out. I don't listen to much Unwound, and I never have. Superchunk, I really like the song Fishin'. I really like that song. That's not on this label. The VSS, I'm pretty sure I was built to like them. I like old synths. I like 90s messy emo. Probably if I checked them out now, I'd be into it. But when they came out, there was something didn't pass the sniff test with me. And I was like, I can't get into these guys. They seem like proto-sass rock or something like that to me. And I didn't get into them. J Church, I always confuse with a lot of other bands. I don't even know who. I couldn't even tell you what bands. But I was expecting them to sound like the Smoking Popes or the Bouncing Souls or something like that. And I don't know what they sound like. But the fact that they kept showing up in hardcore spaces. And I was like, but aren't they like a pop band?
Yeah.
I just never figured it out. And their band before them was called Cringer.
Yes.
Wasn't there another Cringer that was like in the 2010s?
Yeah.
And they were an actual like 2020s cringe, like the modern cringe. I think I remember hearing that name and I wasn't about it. I'm not going to beat up, but like these guys are, forming a punk band in Hawaii. which seems rough because every band we've talked about who started in Hawaii leaves Hawaii. So it must be tough to be punk in Hawaii. So I'm not going to beat you guys up about that name Cringer, but something's bad about that. I know it's referencing. Despite the band name, I do like the name and layout of P, the band P.E.E., P's record called Miracle Research Center Staff. That's a cool record title, Miracle Research Center Staff. And and they did a good job of mimicking those generic old, like swing records or whatever that I've been throwing them out by the handful for weeks now. I've been putting those in trash bags. It looks just like one of them. And it's really big to get that Refuse record though. Being the label to put out new noise in America. I think this came out before Shape of Punk to Come and it had new noise on it.
Yeah.
And it's I bet you that paid a few bills for old J Church.
Listeners, don't listen to this part. A little advice for you is you take those old swing records and you put them all in a box, and then you seal the box and you put grab bag box on it, and you sell the box for $5, and then you get rid of them and you make $5, and somebody else is upset.
You would be surprised how much more there is left. There's so many stampers in this collection I've been here. I'll send you a picture later next time I go down of the storage unit I have that's full of about 10,000 garbage garage sale records I'm going to be packing into packs for $10 a piece.
There you
and
go.
I'm just wading through and actually I had a guy come over who'd help me out, and he was looking and he pulled out these priceless 78s from the back. I was like, I thought 78s were all dead. He's like, no, things are changing. People are buying these old blues records because of Ghost World and shit. I'm like, motherfucker, I threw a bunch of that out already.
Yeah, even the record store like in Chicago, Dusty Groove, they're they sell like a lot of old jazz and soul and stuff like that. That's why I like it. It's pretty well curated. They don't have a lot of crap. And then but they have like a basement, and it's like our world famous bargain basement or something they call it, and it's like, it's famous, blah blah blah. And you go down there and it's the worst fucking bargain records I've ever seen in my life. It's all that horrible shit for $1, not even like a quarter or anything. And so you just really got to sell it. You just got to be like, like fucking DJs from all over the world come and try, and they're digging in the crates of our bargain basement and stuff like that.
Go on an amazing journey for $1.
Yeah. So that's all you got to do when it tricks people into buying real crap. So anyways, it's time to get this record out onto a tray. Nice. I mentioned that I picked this because I like the cover, and I still like it. I still like it a week later. It's kind of stencil art, I guess, of a woman, I think, choking herself, even though she's wearing a crown of thorns, but I'm pretty positive she has breasts, so I don't think it's Jesus. It could be woman Jesus, though. I don't know. I don't know what religion has woman Jesus, but it could be woman Jesus. She looks like she's choking herself. It's all in nice pink on a nice flat black background. And it says Storm the Tower, and that kind of like magnetic diner sign font where you put the magnetic letters on the sign, say, ham sandwich $2.99. It's in those, and they do the punk thing where they invert it, or do whatever to make it look all bumpy and shitty. Very, very big punk aesthetic in the early 2000s. The back cover is what fooled me because it has that old kind of like old paperback book type of font, like almost like the Cooper font, but even more old-timey, and it's just blank out. There's like a pink it looks like almost an Eiffel Tower design going up the sides, but outside of that it's just blank, and it has the Honey Bear logo all the way in the bottom, very small, and I was like, this looks old. This is what an old record looks like, and that's why I picked it out. And then when I put it on and then looked on Discogs, I was like, oh, it's not old at all, but it did fool me. Before I get into the inside of the cover, when I opened it, their little insert fell out. It's a one sheet, one side insert, and it's just song explanations, and it's the only thing that's like, it's just photocopy. It's just photocopy piece of paper, and it has the song explanations on it and a little unicorn in the background. And I was like, man, that takes some balls to just release a record and have just one tiny insert that all it has is just song explanations and not song lyrics. But little did I know when I went to go scan it that the cover is, it has all the actual stuff on the inside. You flip it over and it has all the actual lyrics, and the thank yous and where it was recorded and all the other stuff. I cannot for the life of me tell you what the fucking pictures are because they kind of look shitty. They kind of try to stick with the minimal color motif, and so the pictures are all in the same kind of pinkish hue, and with the little white outlines. The first picture looks like a guy stabbing a cow or something. It's hard to tell. But he definitely has a knife in his hand, and it's definitely... I can't even say it's definitely an animal.
It does kind of look like a cow. I think it's a guy. I think it's like his arm. That's arm, but it actually does look like a giant cow head when you look at it that way.
Looks like a giant cow. Yeah. The other one's definitely a guy because the guy's on all fours, and he has like... I don't know if it's like a bat or a meat cleaver or something, but he's definitely doing that. I don't know if these are from history or what, but they're not recognizable to me. Outside of that, there's a lot of empty space because the lyrics are all center alignment, and they're just going down, and then there's like empty space all over the place. It's fine. I like the pink and black and stuff like that. I like the cover more than I like the inside. I like the back cover more than I like the inside. I definitely like it more than the thrown together insert. But again, all the originals burnt in a fire, so maybe in the original version it was a nice insert, and they're like, well, we can't do that over again. We'll repress the record and we'll repress the cover, but you're fucking on your own for that stupid song explanation shit. So there you have it. I love the cover. It really pops. It really now, you know, knowing it and not seeing the back, it does scream kind of early 2000s punk design to me. But yeah, I like the cover. The inside, give or take. The explanations, give or take, but a very, very solid cover for me.
Yeah, I was just looking. Usually I'll look this stuff up ahead of time, but the one statue is from Prague, and it's just a guy. It's a guy stabbing another guy, I think, but I don't know what it is. Statue of a battling titan. Here we go. A battling titan with a dagger at the gate of D.R.U.N.K Castle in Prague. Okay. So I don't know. Yeah, it looks like a...
Well, Titans always fight weird things, so it could be a cow man he's fighting.
It's true. It could be a Minotaur. He's going after them. Finally, someone's taking out that fucking Minotaur. So it's pretty simple. I like the outside cover too. They made the sexy woman Jesus, and they made her either it's a stencil or they just made her real blobby in an old vector program. But you can still tell it's sexy. It's almost got that kind of Monster Magnet vibe to it or something like that.
You see the breasts, and you're like,
you see the
boobs.
sexy.
Yeah.
You can see the shape, the hourglass shape.
She's no fatty, is what you're saying. No fatty here. This is a sexy woman Jesus, very fit,
really easy rider material right here. The way that they treated these diner letters almost gives it because it gives it kind of a potato stamp look, and it looks. I assume it's not a font. I assume they use real plastic letters or something because the three T's are all different. Unless they just ran it through a bunch of the photocopy filters a bunch of times, something like that. But it looks good. It looks handmade. The back is the nice centered layout. And, you know, it does look old. It looks almost, it was making me think of like a 70s radio thing, but I might be misled by the first song being called Song for FM. I see that and I'm like, oh, that must be a Steely Dan cover. This is going to be really good. And at each side is, like, once again, the blobbed out vector effect Eiffel Tower. And then inside, it completely falls apart for me on the inside. I don't like this. The pink and black and white color scheme is cool, and I don't mind the all caps font they went with. But I think that whoever did the artwork on the inside lost the flavor because they lost their nerve to keep it blobby. They're like, no, I really want you to see this Prague sculpture. I want you to see the violence of this sculpture. And I just don't think it looks as cool. You know, if you had made these, if you had done the extra work to make these the blobby pink shapes, it would have been perfect. But I'm not too into how that is. I do like that they went to the trouble of including a piece of paper to explain the songs. Like, there's plenty of space on the lyric sheet for all of this explanation. So this is like, they put this out, and then later on, they're like, oh, wait a minute. That could use some context. I think we need to explain what that's about a little bit more. And they made this little insert, which they accompany with a very Napoleon Dynamite unicorn in the background, which I really like that. The record itself is just more of the potato stamp records, but they do tell us which side is which, so that passes. And I actually really like how the Honey Bear record side looks. So if they made this with like physical letters, they did perfect punk rock text on a circle. Physically, in real life, they did perfect text on a circle, perfect execution. So that's just that side. The Honey Bear, whoever at Honey Bear put that together gets high marks. Whoever did the inside of this record, and I think it's the same guy who did the outside, you lost it, man. You lost it on the inside.
I feel like it's a font. I gotta look. I'm pretty sure this is like a font I've used.
You think so? Yeah, maybe they just ran it through because the texture on the inside of the letters changes from letter to letter. So I thought maybe it was real.
I don't know. It could be. Get at us. Storm the Tower. Let us know when you listen to this episode. So now we can get into the music, and we have 4 songs, 2 songs on each side. Pretty full sound. So the first song on side A is maybe the title track, but I think it's just a song, and it's called Song for FM. So, going into this, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. So I saw Song for FM, and I was like, this is like some emo shit where you can't say some lady's name, and so you just use her initials. But no, FM is actually means for the radio, because this is a song about a pirate radio station in Austin that had to close down after a year. And yeah, that's what the lyrics mean, because otherwise I would not know, because it just sounds like he's screaming about the fucking radio, like he lost his favorite sports station or something. So it's good to have context for this. Usually I don't like the explanations, but I like that he had context for this. Yeah. This is a type of music that personally I would call melodic hardcore, but I don't think many people would. I don't know what they would call this, or maybe just post-hardcore. But it's really just, it's at its base, at least this song, it gets a little weirder as we go. At its base, it is kind of just faster hardcore with a little more busier drumming than you're expecting, a little more melody, some angular riffs thrown in there to make it fun. It's definitely not your mom and pop's youth crew hardcore, but at its base, it has that in it. The vocals are weird. I don't know. So this song is called Song for FM. It's about the radio. So it sounds like he has the old broken radio effect on his voice. And, you know, that kind of explains it. But then you, like, all the rest of the songs have it too. Or, like, all the rest of, like, it just sounds like... It sounds like he's, like, under the studio singing. And, like, they're recording it from above. And it's really low in the mix. Kind of sounds distorted, but it's not. I can't tell if it's just a shitty mic or what. But obviously, they did this on purpose because they have 4 songs like this. So obviously, this was a choice and it wasn't a fuck up, because you would stop after the first one and say, "Hey, you got to fix that." So, or when you get the test press and you're like, "Oh, that sounds like shit. We got to do this over again." Like, there's something there where you would stop in the process if this was not on purpose. So, I assume this is, you know, artistic intent. What they did with this, I don't mind it. It's just a weird choice. Especially because I think the drums are probably the highest in the mix. But I guess when you are a band of 75% drummers, you're going to say, hey, turn those drums up in the mix, because I want to hear those drums. So that makes sense, I guess. Lyrically, it's kind of weird because it's definitely not straight up hardcore. It's not super poetic. It's not super abstract. Stuff like this, where it's a very niche subject, you probably do need an explanation, but the rest of it, I don't think you do. But I think good. Lyrically, it's good. Overall, I love this song. Like, I immediately heard this, I was like, oh, this is going to be a good one, because I wasn't expecting... I didn't know what to expect by this record. I didn't know it was just going to be shitty, fast punk, or, like, weird shit. But no, this is, like, pretty good. It's pretty weird, but it's not completely like out of the galaxy or anything like that. It's just enough for early 2000s weirdness where you're like, oh, and you kind of stroke your chin. So I thought this was a good starter for this record.
Yeah, I think it's cool to hear all the kids who sat up front in class playing music together. This is very... Everyone in this band sounds like they're really good. They say they just learn their instruments, but there's a lot going on in this.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we figured out that everyone's a drummer, so they just picked who was the best drummer. So I guess that's who got behind the kit. But the guitars, lots of cascading guitars. The bass is all over the neck of this thing, and he's doing it pretty good. And the drumming is really good. And I like the production. You know, it's not good production. It's kind of lo-fi, but I like it. It's real like explosive. It's got that really home-recorded snare. Pow, pow. It's huge. The snare is really big. And everything's all kind of mushed together, and I like it. It's very heavy sounding. And whenever one of the instruments wanders off course, you really hear it because otherwise it's all mushed together. So when the bass goes, it goes up the neck. That sounds cool. It's some fireworks, and you notice it. But yeah, the vocals were recorded on like someone's 2003 voicemail box or something. These are like, automobile, baby loves my automobile, drives it all over town. It's Dixie
almost
Cup
a real
sound.
spit take there. I almost spit my bear all over my computer.
It's a Dixie Cup style. They have multiple singers, and as Mike said, and this guy is not my favorite one of them. He does kind of a husky shout. That's fine, but he also goes into talking a lot, and that's when I think the production of the vocals really kind of sound like I don't like talking to begin with, so it's my prejudice at work. But you know, it just sounds really bad. I don't think he would do it on purpose, but you know, whatever. It's punk. You can let it go to some extent. I just don't like the sound of it that much. I think these fellows are putting a lot of faith in radio as a revolutionary platform. You know? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Actually, Mike just said that, you know, the Thokolosi guy's starting a radio station, so who knows? Maybe it's coming back. But, you know, we almost wrote a song about the mini disc player, I think. So you never know. You never know what technology the Monsters of Megaphone will sing about next. You never know.
So the next track is called God of War. think it's based on the video game.
No, what a shame.
So I think the double-edged sword of providing explanations in your liner notes when you are a hardcore band probably means you're going to have a song about how religion stinks, and the song is about how religion stinks. You need no explanation for that. This sounds like a totally different guy singing, so I assume it is a totally different guy singing. The other guy is pushed the backup. Still, it doesn't sound as shitty, but it still sounds like it's coming from the same basement. It still sounds like it's pretty low. What I like about this song is they pretty much just drone on with the single hardcore riff over and over again for I don't know how long. This song sounds like it goes on for 17 minutes, and all they do is add spice around it. They just drone on with this one riff, and they're just adding little twists and turns around this one riff. It's really interesting. This does go on a bit too long. I would say it probably goes on a bit too long by half, like at least half. Like you could cut this right in half, and you probably get enough of this song. But again, the drumming is really cool, and I assume that's why it kept going, because the drummer was like, I got more. Listen to this. I got more.
I'm feeling it.
For me, probably the weakest song on the track. But listening to it for 2 minutes is interesting. Listen to it after that, it gets kind of annoying. But I did like it in the beginning, at least.
Yeah, the toms in the intro are like a bunch of boulders coming down the trampoline mountain. That's like, it's very good. This vocalist I can hang with. When I hear this song, I'm like, why did you open with the other guy? I don't even think that, like Mike said, I think the production is still kind of bad in the vocals, but these vocals just weather it better because they're already rough.
Yeah.
So they kind of like fill in the gaps or something like that. But they're starting to light up my spider sense because I think I'm recognizing music nerds trying to elevate D-beat. That's what I think I'm hearing here, and it's even like a seriously blunt anti-war song. It's like the song starts off by going "war," which that's how I expected all those exploited tapes to sound when I didn't buy any of them as a Hessian. That's when I was a teen. I think in the early 2000s I would have loved this live. I would have said like, "Oh, this is like interesting to hear all these melodies and stuff, and have it be this propulsive and chaotic and stuff like that." It's rough and it's tough. And it would have been a little new to my ears at the time, even though like time has kind of eaten up this idea now and made it bad to me. But I think I would have liked this a lot when it came out.
So then we flip it over, and the first song on side B is Intravenous. This explanation. This is the last explanation. They have no explanation for the last song. You just ran out of explanations at that point. But this is about healthcare, and he has a statistic in the explanation that says 15% of the people in this country do not have healthcare. Man, my estimate would have been a lot higher than 15%. I don't know if we just got worse over the last 20 years, or I'm just like way off, but I would have said like 40%. So
yeah.
So I didn't check to see if it's any worse now than it was back then, but yeah, 15% sounds good. Like, let's go back to 2003. That's fucking good.
People were bitching back then too. What the fuck?
Hey, you wrote a whole song about it. Wait till you get to 2026, buddy. It's fucking way worse. So just quit your bitching in 2003.
Yeah.
This one is pretty much completely out of the pocket of any sort of normal hardcore that I could connect it to. It sounds like something that would be on Level Plane or something like that. It's not screamo. I would never say it's screamo, but it's weird. It's like weirdo. Like this would be a Scott's label made on Slave Union or something like that. This is a definite like Slave Union band now. We are completely in that
Princes and stuff like that.
Yeah. It has a bona fide At the Drive-In part. I'm going to assume that was on purpose, because who didn't love At the Drive-In in 2002? So I'll let you go on that one. I'll let it slide that you just ripped off At the Drive-In. The drummer is using all of his XP in this one, man. He was already going nuts in the last two songs, but this one, he's on another level. This is definitely my favorite song on the record. It really brings me back to the good old days of that type of, that strain, that subgenre of Level Plane style hardcore that I probably still exist in some pockets, but I'm too old to find it now. So, but yeah, this really brought me back to like a specific scene in a specific time. So, yeah, I really love this song.
I think they ran out of the D-beat juice on this one. You know, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Like if you actually like music, you're gonna eventually be like, okay, enough of this stupid fucking beat and do something better. And this is better. This is like better enough that when they drift back into playing D-beat in the song, I don't mind, because it's like they earned it. They put in a hard day's work at the post-hardcore factory, fellas. Now it's Miller time. You can go back to the DB parts. And I think when you play the fancier plinkety-plinkety riffs in a lo-fi setting, the seams can really start to show. Like the things don't quite line up, but that's okay. This is the first song where I think everything comes together. The badly recorded... This is even the vocalist I didn't like, and I like him on this track. The badly recorded vocals are okay. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this kind of music versus the other song, but just the big whirlwind kind of post-hardcore riffs, they just seem to like tolerate it better. And in this instance, they're tackling an issue that literally got worse and worse every single year since this song came out. So bravo, you guys are really ahead of the curve.
So the final track is called Plan Zero. This is probably the busiest song on the record. This is them at their height of their powers.
Yeah.
With that said, I still like the other song better. It's more in my lane. This one also has a lyric about running in the city streets. I know Scott loves that. I know he loves running in the city streets, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure the song is about being a punk rock warrior and then growing up to continue to be a punk rock warrior, which is a nice sentiment, but many fall short. So that's unfortunate. These guys, outside of being neuroscientists and whatever the fuck else, seem to be pretty punk still. So they lived up to their words. Honestly, with a record this, I don't want to say complex, but a little above the average, kind of a weak sentiment to end the record on is fucking punk, but whatever. I guess you gotta do those songs. These dudes were probably kids at the time, so I get it. But it's a good sentiment. But as I said, many fall short. I definitely think musically there's no question about it. This is their most adventurous song, but I do still prefer the previous track. It's still a great song. I still understand why they would end with this, because it is kind of like they're evolving and they have come together to make the most ridiculous form of, I guess, D-Beat, according to Scott. So this is it. This is D-Beat in its final form. This is like when Refuse made the shape of punk to come. This is the shape of D-Beat to come, and it's called Plan Zero.
Yeah. I guess the previous track was the last one they had in the tank, and they snapped back. They just like, let's just do fast hardcore again. Yeah. And they picked the vocalist I don't really like for that task, so it's not the best ending. And these lyrics are out to lunch. I think this is our first Equalizer punk lyrics, and not like we've done Equalizer punk bands, but these lyrics are dreaming of a future where all the punks take to the streets and tear down society. That is from like a Transformers cartoon or something. That is not. That's not anything. And I think when I looked these guys up, they're all in their mid to late 40s, so they were at least in their 20s, and some of them have been in bands for a while by this point. So that's wild to be like, you know what? Fuck this shit. But I do like they're running the city streets, the slick city streets at night. That's great. But other than that, all the things I said about track one apply here other than that, basically.
And there you have it. There's Storm the Tower, self-titled 7-inch from 2002 on Honey Bear Records, that later pressed in 2003 because most of them burned in a fire. So there you have it. At the end of this, I usually like to do a little rating system where I say either throw it in the trash, buy it or stream it, throw it in the trash, stream it, buy it in the bargain bin, buy it for full price, or buy it for collector's prices on Discogs right now. There's a copy for $2. You could get this for $2 if you want it. There's not a lot of copies though, so this isn't like one really floating around, because I guess there's only so many because some of them burned. But as far as my rating though, I like this record a lot. It really, I don't know how much this exists anymore, because I think the internet has kind of stomped this out, because it's not like a thing that could happen organically anymore. But it really reminded me of like any type of band you would see on a show. Like you catch wind, there's this band playing on a Wednesday or something, and they're not like the headliner. They're a touring band that's playing like third, and somebody asks your band to headline for them, and you're like, fuck, it's like a Wednesday and I have to work in the morning, and some fucking band from Kansas is coming through, and I'm doing it as a favor for somebody, and they're doing like a 27-day tour because they're fucking weirdos, and then they play, and there's maybe 3 people in the room that even have any clue who they are. They just play and they blow everybody's minds, and you buy the 7-inch because you're like, holy shit, that band was great. And you buy the 7-inch and you literally never hear anything about them again. They just fucking disappear into the fog. They disappear into the slick city streets. They run away, and you're just left with this record for 30 years of your life where you're like, I remember that show. That is exactly this band. I don't think those bands really exist anymore, because you have social media and you tell everybody and your fucking mother and their mothers when you're touring and where you're touring and blah blah blah. So there's I don't think this kind of element of surprise really works unless you play in front of a bunch of off the grid people. But it, really brought me back to those days, so I liked it maybe more than I should, but I think it's a really good record. I think this is a perfect 7-inch music, so I give it full price for this. This is totally worth your $2, your $2 to $6 according to Discogs. It's totally worth that. If you are into the more adventurous side of a D-Beat, or just kind of weirder early 2000s throw everything against the wall and see what sticks music. And if you really like drums, there's 3 drummers in this band. They all want you to know that. So definitely check this record out.
Yeah. I think this is probably a pretty good attempt for its time, trying to do like really hectic, fast hardcore that also has some musicianship. I think that kind of idea has been in the air for a while, but I think it took a while for some band to finally make it work for D-Beat. I don't think it happened this way either. I don't think it was like fancy like this. It was more like maybe the tragedy thing or something like that.
Yeah, that was a couple years before this, but that the Stadium Crust is definitely what the Storm the Tower did not catch on. But Stadium Crust definitely caught on for sure.
Now, I got some life stress going on in a couple of ways, and of course I was sick over the weekend, really sick. And then the night that last night when I did my my work for this show, I decided to try and watch that new Knives Out movie.
I watched that yesterday.
I only got to watch part and get to finish it. It's really stressful. That's a stressful movie. At least the first half is very stressful. It's like if they tried to make The Bear with Catholic priests. It's just people who are really irritating at work and shitty to work with. And it just made me stress. And even the main guy, Benoit Blanc or whatever his name is, is kind of irritating in the beginning. I don't know if he picks up or not, but he's kind of like an asshole to guy at the beginning. So it was stressful. And then I went to listen to this, and it's really high stress music. And then I didn't sleep all night. I was just went to bed fucking wired up, and I didn't sleep at all last night. So I'm pissed. And I think that the problem with this is that it's almost got the kind of amazing coreness to it, because it's all dramatic octave chords nonstop. It's never not dramatic. It's never not. I don't know what we've talked about this for the last couple of records, I think, but this is just one of those white hot lasers of kind of one sound. And they break off for it on track 3. Track 3 was going somewhere. Literally the whole record could have been changed if every song got the same attention as that one. If every song opened, even if you open the record with your ripper because you're nervous, you don't want to be seen as artistic in public. You want to open with the D beat or fast hardcore, and then 3 experimental post D beat tracks. That could have been a great record. I do still think this is good. I think this is like a solid attempt for its time. I'll bet it was really sick live. I don't deal well with dates and times, so I have no idea what years like fast hardcore started to get on my nerves. I think it was prior to this record, but I might have been okay with it. I don't really love it now as much. It's because it's just so much. It's like I said, it's kind of like one tone. It's just all drama. Like if you like 22-year-old ambitious fast hardcore, where the lyrics vary widely in predictive accuracy, then go buy this record. I think it's in a lot of ways it's pretty cool. For that one specific person I just named, this is a 10. If you feel like those things, this is a 10. If you're just someone who likes fast hardcore, this is probably an 8. This may even be out of your league. This might be too much for you. On the Tin Fish scale, it's too much. It's like so much rich fondant. It's like you dipped a ham sandwich in chocolate or something like that. It's just too much. I don't think I want fast hardcore influenced by fancy music. I think I want fancy music influenced by fast hardcore. So it's like you flip the recipe. It's not exactly for me, but it is cool. The buy-in is just too steep for me, and I didn't sleep last night. So they're good at everything they do. I'm glad I heard it once. I'm never going to listen. I'm all set. I'm all set on this concept. So it's a 7 out of 10 for me.
Kind of mixed results. I was more high on this one than Scott. I should have mentioned when I said this was on $2 on Discogs. There's actually another seller that's charging $2.34, but his shipping is cheaper. So you get it for cheaper, and his name is Dr. Tony Balls. So please, if you want this record, please go to Discogs and buy it.
Please help Dr. Tony Balls.
Please, yes, buy it directly from Dr. Tony Balls. Message him and say, First 7-Inch Club sent me. I want this record, Mr. Balls, or Dr. Balls, I should say.
Thank you, Dr. Balls.
What a great fucking Discogs name. So there you have it. There's the last show of 2025. I don't know what's going to start the year. Maybe I'll find something quiet and nice for Scott so he's less stressed out. We'll see. We'll see what I find.
Yeah.
But, until then, Scott, do you have any last words for the year of 2025?
I'm on the edge, man. I just want to apologize for sounding like your horrible uncle
You kind of sound like the vocalist from this band. So
I'm doing a bit. I'm doing
just
the whole episode.
mix yourself a little lower, and it would be like you're that guy in the band.
Sports bra, lift and separate sports bra. I'll do it.
So there you have it.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Next year we'll be back with a new episode, hopefully, and a new Patreon. Patreon.com/First Evidence Club. Catch us then. Until then, fuck Charlie Day.
Fuck Charlie Day.
And you wanna feel good. You got to drive on down to my neighborhood. We got a funny little shack that's just a hamburger stand. Underneath the freeway down at Park and Grand. I say you wanna know with paradise mice. I go to 2 triple cheeseburgers, side on fries. Cruising in your car and you gotta have it bad. Why don't you pull on over, buddy? You'll be glad. Out comes the waitress with the gorgeous big teeth. Right in her hands, your favorite treat. Triple cheese side over fry. 2 triple cheese side over fries. 2 triple cheese side over fries. 2 triple cheese side over fries. Special secret sauce. What's inside the patty's only known to the boss. Now they know the Velveeta really sticks like glue. Funny looking crap, but it tastes real good. I can feel the grease dripping down my thighs. Some triple cheese side over fry. 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 Triple cheese.